Hello guys, welcome to my rig rundown. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a rig rundown, like I said. So, just going to show you guys what kind of stuff I'm using to record all these songs that I've been posting, and what kind of stuff you can expect to hear from me in the near future. So let's get right on this. Alright, so let's start off with the guitars in my collection. I'm going to go through them rather quickly here. I'm going to start with my basses. So this is a Squier precision bass. Not sure what model year. This is sort of my generic 4-string bass. As you can see, the action's about a mile off the fretboard because the neck isn't straight and I need to fix the truss rod. But it does at least, sound good and stay in tune. But until I get the truss rod fixed, it's not a bass I'm going to be using very frequently. This is my main bass that I do use for most things. It is a Douglas WOB 826. It is a 6-string fretless with active pickups. It's got I think it's a 3-band EQ and a volume control, although I think one of them is a pickup blend knob as well. Not really anything too fancy about this bass. It's pretty bone stock. That about covers that bass. Alright, so my first 6-string is my Washburn MG400. It's one of the newer additions to my collection, and even though it has a Floyd Rose style bridge, it's got some wood cracking issues at the posts, so I tend to use this one more like a fixed bridge guitar, and so I get to mess around with different tunings on it, but it is a very nice guitar. I wish the bridge pickup were a little less thin, so I'm probably going to swap that out at some point. Another 6-string that I've got this is my first guitar, actually. This is a Squier Bullet from the 1980s. It's in pretty rough shape, but overall, this is a pretty cool guitar. It's not something you see very often. Again, this one's another guitar where the bridge is technically a trem, but I keep it locked. It's probably the closest thing to a traditional Strat that I have. So I use this for when I need a Strat tone. So now we move on to 7-string guitars. This is an Ibanez AX7221. It's a bit of a weird Ibanez 7-string because you tend to think of Ibanez 7-strings as being these thin-necked, long-scale gent machines, but this is more like a Les Paul. It's a 24 3/4 inch scale. It's got the 3-to-a-side headstock and a little bit of a fatter sort of body profile, not very much upper fret access. The sort of Les Paul style electronics. But this is still it's a really cool sort of mid-2000s guitar. It's not something you see very frequently. It's a very weird Ibanez 7-string. This is a little bit more of a standard, kind of what you think of when you think Ibanez 7-string. So it's an RG827BK. It's got the Edge Pro trem. I'm not sure if it's Edge Pro or what, but I call it an Edge Pro. It is the Ibanez Premium line, and this thing is, it's got the wizard neck. It shreds for days. I've upgraded the strap locks to Schaller, but otherwise this guitar is bone stock. The pickups are stock, the bridge is stock, all the pots, the electronics and everything are stock in it. This is easily the nicest guitar in my collection. It's a Jackson Soloist. I'm not exactly sure what the model number is on it, but it's the most colorful guitar. It's blue. It has a maple neck, and genuine Floyd Rose trem. and the only one in my collection with aftermarket pickups pre-installed. So these are the Seymour Duncan Nazgul and Sentient set. Yeah, it's neck through as well, which is a rarity among my guitars. And then for when I really need to gent hard, I've got an Ibanez RG8 8-string. And this one's also pretty much bone stock, except for the fact that I swapped the bridge pickup out for a Seymour Duncan Nazgul. I hope to get the accompanying Sentient pickup at some point, but it seems they don't sell the one with the sort of soap bar cover anymore. I may have to find it on the used market, but this is a very rock-solid guitar. Back is signed by Herman Lee and Thomas Youngblood. Yeah, so there you go. That's my 8-string. Here is a Yamaha Eterna acoustic guitar with a Fishman pickup. Alright, let's go over my pedal board. Alright, so my signal chain starts at the wah pedal, which is an Electro-Harmonix Whaler. It's an all-plastic construction, so it's really cheap, but it has the same circuit as Electro-Harmonix Crying Tone wah, which is a really high-quality wah. I really like the sweep on this. It sounds really kick-ass. This bad boy is my most special pedal. It is an Aris Effects Wilhelm Tonery. This is actually a prototype. It has the circuit of a regular Aris Effects Savage Drive, which is Aris Effects' most popular effects unit. But this is sort of presented in a bit of a different way. The Aris Effects Savage Drive has a very demonic-looking graphic on it, whereas the Wilhelm Tonery was supposed to be more of a conservative, like, you could take this to, like, your church band's sort of pedal board, but I just like it because it's a little bit more, it's cleaner. It's a little bit more, like, I don't need to worry about what people are going to think. It doesn't make me think, oh, I have to play metal with it. So from there, I go into the Electro-Harmonix Small Clone. This is a really nice chorus. I like the settings to be pretty subtle on this. I'm not a big fan of, like, heavy chorus. I bought this off of the guitar player from the band Almighty Rhombus. Really great pedal. Next, we go into my Electro-Harmonix Small Stone. This is another really great older pedal. I think this is actually a proper vintage phaser. I do use it for a couple of my songs, and it is absolutely a wonderful pedal. Next is my Electro-Harmonix Slammy. This is the newest addition to my lineup, and it's kind of neat. But I'm not really a big fan of the whole, rockerless kind of thing. Like, it just kind of floats there. So, going into the effects loop, I have a TC Electronics Sky Surfer reverb, which I'll actually turn this reverb setting down a bit because it is very high. Oh no, the reverb is fine. Okay, you know what? It can stay. Then I go into this Electro-Harmonix Canyon, which is a sort of multi-effect delay. It has... I don't know if will it zoom? Excellent, there we go. So we've got like regular sort of digital delay, modulated delay, multi-delay, reverse delay, which is really cool. The DMM is I should set it to that. It's the Deluxe Memory Man emulation. A regular tape delay. What does that even say? Oh, reverb delay, octave delay, where each successive delay has a higher octave. a shimmer where it adds like this sort of octave pad effect, a sample and hold, and a 60-second looper, which is made obsolete by this pedal, a Boss Loop Station RC1. I don't really use this pedal too much. It's actually kind of just a placeholder on my board. But it is a cool pedal to have. You know, I think every guitar player should have a looper pedal. Alright, so we're finally at amplification. And, Andy the Enderman. Oh, he's waving hello at us. Unfortunately, he'll have to move for a second. Oh. Alright, so what we got here is a Hughes & Kettner Tubemeister 18. This is my main amp head that I use. I've had it for a couple years now. It is absolutely rock solid. It's a 2-channel head, but with the lead boost button, it has some pretty interesting capabilities where it almost kind of functions as a 3-channel head. I'm going to turn it off because I've got some noise, but I have tubes, they glow. But yeah, the lead boost kind of acts as a bit of a 3rd channel. So you've got like your clean channel, and then you've got your gain channel, but the lead boost adds, well, it's a boost, it adds more gain. And I tend to actually use the lead boost channel more than the regular lead channel, because I find the lead channel without the boost is kind of more of a crunch channel. So this is almost kind of like you could think of it as a 3-channel amplifier, where you've got a clean, a crunch, and a lead. So I really like that setup here. Now, I have it set up where it is hooked up to a speaker cabinet, and that speaker cabinet lives under my desk. It has a Celestion Rocket 50 speaker in it. Now, it's not a really great speaker. There's much better speakers out there, but it does the job pretty well. I really only use the cabinet for reference, or if I just want to jam out in my living room, rather than have it hooked up through the computer. But if I'm doing any recording, I use the head's built-in DI for that instead, because the DI actually has a really good cabinet emulation, which is very rare for a speaker. Now, I'm controlling the amp channels with a PV foot switch, so there you go. And all of this madness is being connected through an XLR cable in the back of the amp to this little Behringer UM2 unit. That Behringer UM2 is, of course, connected via USB to whatever computer I happen to be running at that time. Usually this laptop. I've had a couple of other computers that I've worked with it before. My speakers are Mackie CR3 reference monitors. They're not the greatest, I will admit to that, but they are much better than any other speaker I've ever used for this purpose. So they're a very good starter speaker if you're looking for something to start out with. I am told, of course, that I should have them at the same height, but clearly I do not. When I'm recording bass, I am recording it with this, a Behringer Bass BDI 21, which is a bass amp modeler and driver. Think of this as a $50 Sans amp clone. These are the settings I tend to use with it. I like a little bit more presence, the level a little bit lower, because just where I have my interface set, that's the level that works. All of the EQ controls at 12 o'clock, unless I need a little bit more drive, a little bit more treble. Each application's a little bit different, but for $50, this is a seriously good piece of hardware with an XLR out. I would absolutely feel confident playing this on stage with my bass plugged into front of house. And because of this unit, I could literally have a bass rig that fits in my gig bag. So, yeah, that is pretty much the entirety of my guitar rig and bass rig. And, yeah, so there you go. It's a little messy, mind the mess, but, oh, and I've got that little Boss Katana MIDI. There is one guitar I completely left out of this, and it is my PV Raptor EXP Plus. I don't use it that much, but it is a good sort of backup 6-string. I've upgraded the tuners to Shaler locking tuners, of course. But it is otherwise bone stock, save for that Haken sticker. Anyway, thank you for watching my rig rundown. It's kind of a crappy video, I know. I could frame this a lot better. But, yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an idea of just what kind of gear I'm going to be running for all of these recordings I'm doing. And, hopefully you guys enjoy those recordings. If you do, feel free to, go over to my Bandcamp page, show some of that some love, because I've got a few of those pieces up there for a pay-what-you-can deal. We already missed the event where Bandcamp was taking zero money, so giving it all to the artist, but if you do decide to pay for my music there, I still get a pretty decent cut of it. The last time I checked, it was like 80% of the money. So even if you give me $1, I still get 80 cents of that. That's coffee money. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care.